Imagine stepping into the octagon, and before you even settle, the fight is over. One strike, one moment, and history is made. Today, we journey into the top 10 fastest knockouts in UFC history, starting with numbers 10 through 7. These aren't rumors or fan stats. They come straight from verified UFC records. This knockout happened at UFC 38 during the early days of the octagon. Mark Weir, an English fighter with a background in striking, dropped Eugene Jackson in just 10 seconds. This feat underscored just how sudden MMA's momentum can be, even in the more formative years of the promotion. For Weir, this moment wasn't just a highlight. It was a declaration that on any given night, the fight could end before it truly begins. At UFC 8, Don Frye was already a fan favorite for his rugged, brawler style. He opened the fight aggressively and landed a devastating punch that sent Ramirez crashing in 8 seconds. Frye's early fights helped define what toughness looked like in MMA's infancy, and this lightning KO became part of that hard-charging legacy. James the Sandman. Irvin was known for having one-punch power. In the fight against Houston Alexander, he didn't waste time. Just 8 seconds in, he landed a massive strike to end the fight. It's a finish that reminds fans of the raw volatility in MMA. Speed and timing can combine to produce a KO in the blink of an eye. At UFC Fight Night 64, Leon Edwards came out confidently. He landed a sharp punch early, and within 8 seconds, Seth Baczynski was down and out. What makes this moment special is how it shows modern MMA's blend of precision and aggression. Edwards didn't just throw wildly. It was a calculated, brutal shot that secured his place in the record books. These 4 finishes, from Weir to Edwards, paint a picture of how unpredictable and explosive the UFC can be, whether it was during the early, raw days of the sport or in more recent eras. One moment has always had the power to define a career. KOs in under 10 seconds are more than just record numbers. They're testaments to fighters' power, timing, and fearlessness. And for every fighter who walks into the cage, they know lightning-fast finishes are always possible. That's part 1 of our countdown, numbers 10 through 7. But the knockout train doesn't stop here. In part 2, we're diving into even faster finishes, numbers 6, 5, and 4, including one of the most brutal heavyweight KOs ever. Don't blink, you might miss it. All finish times and details in this video come from verified UFC records, based on a list of UFC records.
Welcome back to our knockout countdown. We're now climbing into the elite. The finishes so fast they defined careers. In this video, we'll reveal numbers 6, 5, and 4 in the fastest UFC knockouts ever recorded. These are not wild fan picks. They come from officially verified records. Number 6. Ryan Jimmo vs. Anthony Parash. At UFC 149 on July 21, 2012, Ryan Jimmo made a memorable impression in his light heavyweight run. Relentless and composed, he walked into range and landed a perfectly timed right hand that dropped Anthony Parash in just 7 seconds. This wasn't just a lucky shot. Jimmo had worked years to get into the octagon, and in that moment, he announced himself as a serious striker. His post-fight celebration, including a now legendary robot dance, cemented that this moment would be replayed forever. A fighter's dream, sudden, explosive, unforgettable. Number 5. Terrence McKinney vs. Matt Frevola. In his UFC debut at UFC 263, Terrence McKinney turned heads in the lightweight division. Just seconds after the opening bell, he unloaded a sharp combination that sent Matt Frevola down, followed by hammer fists to end the fight. What makes this finish remarkable isn't just its speed. It's the youthful exuberance, the shock, and the way McKinney immediately left everything inside the cage. For fans and analysts, this finish became a defining highlight of McKinney's early UFC career, a reminder that true power doesn't need time to build. Number 4. Chan Sung-Young, the Korean Zombie, versus Mark Hominick. At UFC 140 on December 10, 2011, Young showcased exactly why he earned that nickname. As soon as Mark Hominick threw the opening strike, Young slipped it, delivered a precise right hand, and followed up on the ground. Fight over in 7 seconds. This wasn't a wild brawl. It was calculated. Young waited for Hominick's aggression, saw his window, and exploited it with clinical timing. It became a signature moment in Jung's career, cementing his legacy not just as a brawler, but as a smart, deadly counter-striker. That KO remains one of the most elegant and brutal fast finishes in UFC history. These three finishes tell a powerful story about the nature of MMA. It's not always about volume. Sometimes it's about timing, precision, and confidence. Jimmo, McKinney, and the Korean Zombie didn't just land strikes. They made history in seconds. Fast finishes like these don't happen by accident. They come from preparation, from recognizing opportunities, and from having the killer instinct to pounce when the moment is right. We're not done yet. In Part 3, we'll reveal the top 3 fastest knockouts in UFC history, including the record holder at just 5 seconds. You don't want to miss how these legendary moments unfolded. All times and facts in this video are based on verified UFC records, by the list of UFC records. This is it, the ultimate countdown of the fastest finishes in UFC history. We're diving deep into the moments where fights ended so quickly, they became immortalized in the annals of combat sports. These aren't just hype moments. They are record-setting achievements, meticulously verified by official sources like the list of UFC records and Guinness World Records. Prepare to witness pure, explosive power. Let's begin our countdown with number 3, a record held by not one, but 4 incredible fighters, all achieving a knockout in a blistering 7 seconds. First, Todd Duffy versus Tim Hague at UFC 102 on August 29, 2009, in Portland, Oregon. Duffy, a powerful heavyweight, wasted no time, delivering a monstrous right hook. He dropped Hague in just 7 seconds and followed up to finish the fight, showcasing rare raw power and speed in the heavyweight division during his debut performance. Next, Chon Sung-Young, the Korean Zombie, against Mark Hominick at UFC 140 on October 29, 2011, in Toronto. Young secured his 7-second knockout with a precise right hook. This featherweight championship eliminator bout cemented Young's reputation for resilience and striking precision, making it a fan-favorite moment in UFC history. Ryan Jimmo also joined this elite group at UFC 149 on July 21, 2012, in Calgary. The light heavyweight secured a knockout with punches against Anthony Parash in just 7 seconds. Jimmo's quick aggression highlighted the explosive potential within the light heavyweight division, demonstrating how quickly a fight can turn. Finally, Terrence McKinney delivered a stunning 7-second knockout against Matt Frevola at UFC Fight Night 200 on January 15, 2022, in Las Vegas. McKinney's victory via punches exemplified modern lightweight speed and power, proving that explosive finishes span across different eras and weight classes. These ties at number 3 illustrate how brute force, lightning precision, or perfectly timed aggression can make the octagon flash, regardless of the era or weight class. Moving on to number 2, a finish that has a legacy all its own, Dwayne "Bang" Ludwig versus Jonathan Goulet. On UFC Fight Night 3, June 11, 2006, in Las Vegas, Dwayne "Bang" Ludwig landed a precise right hand that knocked Jonathan Goulet out in a blistering 6 seconds. This welterweight bout was initially marred by controversy, as the official timekeeper originally called it 11 seconds. However, many, including UFC President Dana White, pushed hard to correct it. Ultimately, Ludwig was recognized for the 6-second finish, solidifying its place in history. For Ludwig, this wasn't just a highlight. It became part of his identity. His timing, footwork, and fight IQ were on full display. That one strike carried the weight of years of training, and for a long time, it was the gold standard for quick knockouts. And now, the fastest knockout in UFC history. Number 1, Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. On July 6, 2019, at UFC 239 in Las Vegas, Jorge "Gamebred" Masvidal ran forward at the opening bell. Ben Askren, known for his wrestling, shot in for a takedown, but Masvidal met him with a flying knee that landed perfectly. Just 5 seconds in, Askren was out cold. This moment is recognized by Guinness World Records as the fastest knockout in UFC history. The moment was electric. It wasn't just the speed, it was the strategy. Masvidal baited Askren's takedown, timing the knee so precisely. This became one of the most replayed moments in UFC history, with over 100 million views across various platforms. The knockout earned Masvidal a place in the record books and cemented his legacy. The flying knee is now part of MMA lore, proving that in the fight game, 1 second can change everything. These 3 finishes, Ludwig in 6 seconds, Duffy, Young, Jimmo, and McKinney in 7, and Masvidal's 5-second flying knee, tell us something profound. The octagon isn't just about endurance or grappling. It's also about timing, strategy, and heart, where more than 15 fighters have been involved in these legendary moments. These fighters didn't just land strikes. They created legendary moments that changed how we think about speed and precision in MMA, witnessed by attendances up to 20,000 or more. That's our countdown, the top 3 fastest knockouts in UFC history, backed by official records. If you like this, check out Part 1 and Part 2 on my channel for the full top 10. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the most jaw-dropping moments in MMA. All finish times and historical details in this video come from verified sources only, including the list of UFC records and Guinness World Records.